tot aici în studio. În următoarele momente vom schimba limbajul de comunicare, pentru că alături de mine este Robert Hellwagner, CEO Selgros Romania. Robert, thank you for coming.
Thanks for the invitation.
We would like to speak about the engine that fuels a very big part of HoReCa, of the hospitality business, the strong partnership. We have a lot of projects in Selgros, from Arena Bucătarilor that has almost 15 years experience, to everything that happens into Gastro Hub. Even if it's about the podcast, even if it's about that, the professional talks, why did you choose as a company to invest so much in education?
Yeah, for us, food delivery is our core. But if you want to develop something, if you want to cooperate, this is not enough. And especially growing together, growing in a partnership, is only doable when you have a lot of partners. And also you have a lot of options, let's say, to target and to reach the professionals, the gastronomes, the chefs, but also passionate. And that's why we made a kind of flower bouquet of different initiatives where we are trying, let's say, to support. Because at the end, being a community and being part of the gastro community, only when we are growing together we are successful, because the success of the gastronomes is our success and the opposite way around. And what we have observed that, especially in difficult times, and the difficult times were 10 years ago and now, and I'm sure it's also in 10 years it will be difficult, that we have to adapt. And this adaptation is also in the way of how we are dealing with food waste. Because reduction of food waste is then also helping the gastronome to optimize costs, which means is at the end more money for him. And we are doing something good for environment. Or to share cooking experiences or cooking techniques, which then at the end is giving an extra experience to our guests. And we are doing it for the guests, because Romania is such a lovely country, and we have such a nice cuisine, and I think sharing here best practices is only where we are then growing together, and we are doing it also for the Romanian population.
Do you think that the ready-to-serve or ready-to-eat kind of solution will be the future of the restaurant business?
I think so. I'm sure it's an add-on. It's for me a little bit like AI and digitalization. It will not be the holy grail, but it will be a support. I think what is also important, you want to have individualism. And especially our cooks are also, and that's why we are calling it culinary art, they also want to have the special touch. So when it's coming directly out of the box, this can only be a kind of base. But you have to put then something on top to generate also for the guests a special experience. So in my view, yes, as a supporter, I think also here it's our job that we are giving much more information. We have a lot of articles at Selgros which already would do this task, but they are slightly more expensive. Why? This is also clear because at the end you are paying a bit more for the material, but then you're saving a lot, let's say, in the kitchen. And to explain this and also to give this as an example that at the end of the day this can be even more supportive than when you are still making it very easy, peeling the potatoes or chopping the onions, that you're, let's say, doing this not anymore by yourself. This has to be explained more, and that's why also we are using the Gastro Hub to share these experiences.
You spoke about signatures, okay, about personal trademarks. I want to go back to our portfolio, and I would like to speak about Carmangeria Selgros, which is, let's say, the main star, the MVP of our portfolio, okay? Everybody knows in the city that we have the best mici. in town. Which is the secret behind this success?
No, we are very proud, let's say, for our camangeria. For the meat, this is, I have to tell this story because I'm asked very often about this. So we are producing each year over 5,000 tons on meat.
5,000 tons. Meat.
You have any idea how, when you are putting meat on meat on meat, what is the distance? Any idea on this? How many kilometers?
10?
10,000?
No, I say only 10 kilometers.
10 kilometers?
Yeah.
7,000 kilometers.
7,000.
So from Bucharest to Chicago, meat on meat on meat on meat. So you could eat a lot. And this is in 1 year production.
Yeah, this could be a very good communication idea. Huh?
Exactly. So.
Yeah.
No, and coming back to the question, yes, for sure, let's say having so much quantities, and meat is only a part of our production. So our core was we want to have as much natural as possible as the product, let's say, gives from a technical perspective. So only best ingredients, almost no additives, only where it's really needed at the minimum amount. That's why also our shelf lifetimes are a bit shorter. And clear, we have an army of people who are doing checkings. We have in each store an HACCP manager. We have doctors employed which are checking them with a clear routine on a daily perspective, how we are doing the production, how is the hygienic. We are working very close with laboratories that we are keeping this. And that's why also we are saying dry products you can buy quite often. But let's say fresh and ultra fresh, not only camangeria, also what we are doing in fish and what we are doing for the fruits and vegetables, here we want to make the difference. And that's why we are investing so much, let's say, for the benefit of our clients.
Tell me something else. Which are your expectations for this new edition of Arena Bucătarilor?
I'm now 8 years in the country. Every year we were doing the arena, and every year I'm seeing massive progress. And what I was seeing today, and how much our cooks and especially also our international jury is involved, is giving again, let's say, another step in the direction. Because also, what we are always saying, Romania has so many jewels from a countryside perspective, from an environment perspective, from a people perspective, because Romanians extremely warm-hearted, what I was experiencing, and we have excellent cuisine. And this is what we have to bring in front of the curtain, and that's why we are doing this. Also what we said is an international jury is extremely important, let's say also to keep this high-level attractivity in the way of we are preparing also our cooks for, let's say, more international, let's say, competitions like Bucustor or, let's say, the Olympics, because we are very proud of them.
Robert, thank you very much.